on Madden NFL 23.
On to get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Panthers out for their first possession and leading the offense in his first season with the team, quarterback Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Mayfield to throw it. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What, does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield.
Holding offense.
Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead.
And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Here come the Steelers for the first time in this game with their free agent signing at quarterback, the former #2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Here's the leading rusher amongst rookies last season, Najee Harris. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 22 carries, 131 yards, and also the score.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Trubisky. And that's caught inside the 35. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. They'll give this to Hubbard running right. Taken down at the 47-yard line. This defense for the Steelers, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And this pass broken up. Contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken just inside the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Now the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part is we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they had the 7 seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more important on games like this.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Right where this set of down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be forced out of bounds on the other side of the field. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 50 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. The Steelers at 9-4 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 39, Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down.
this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here, up to the 34. The numbers for McCaffrey last week: 25 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you measure numbers for the guys that carry the football, it's not just the yardage. How many times do they ring the bell? How many times they get into the end zone? And now that he has 15 for the year, everyone gets to celebrate, starting with his offensive line.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. They'll get this down to the 38. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play, because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. That caught by Trimble. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. Mayfield now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And now the 3rd down, incomplete as well.
Back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Take a look at Deontay Johnson as this offense runs back out. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guy's trying to cover him. They haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing. Because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. From the 27, Trubisky locates Claypool on the crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They go play action. Trubisky. Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Oh, did everything to hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Mayfield. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. That's big Cameron Hayward adding another sack to his career total. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And as we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Now Austin. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The final 4 weeks of the NFL season are upon us, and we got some intriguing matchups in prime time tonight. Patriots and Raiders, that's in Vegas. Josh McDaniels taking on his former employer there. And then Monday Night Football, the Rams and Packers from what should be a frosty Lambeau Field at 8:15 Eastern Time, 7:15 locally there in Green Bay. Play action. It's Trubisky. Flushed out right.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
On second down, this is Harris. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And on the stop, DeMonte Casey.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Mayfield on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. First down, Mayfield. Open man is Higgins. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Now a first and 10 at the 11. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that gives him a 3-point lead.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eye. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crack the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing... game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. He's got a man complete. They give him a gain of 38.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Mayfield with it once more. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. For the Steeler offense ready to get going here in this third quarter. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now, because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point, because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right, he's pretty much been completely neutralized. Now here's another carry for Harris. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Again, it's Johnson. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. On second down, it's Snell. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trubisky keeps it himself, and he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Play action. Now Trubisky. Flush to his right. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up first and goal.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple. In to bring him down to the ground. On second and goal, Trubisky. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. They'll still have a third and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play. Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the whole.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They wanted to throw for it. A surprise does not work on fourth and goal from the 1. And instead of having a one-score game, they'll remain 2 scores down. Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw caught by Higgins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mayfield. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
77 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And the pressure gets to McCaffrey as they stop him short of the line to gain. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA. And we're back now in Charlotte as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers at their own 19-yard line. They go play action with Trubisky. He'll buy some time right. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Trubisky. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And they're going to speed things up here. Harris running straight ahead. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From the 41, Trubisky. It's brought in by Harris. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up the first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
They'll go with Snell here on first down. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That second down play, that's a -4.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On third down, Trubisky. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on. And bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Boswell's kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Mayfield. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The Panthers on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing. Mayfield. That caught by Trimble. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They hand this off to Harris. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 37. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Extra point now by Boswell. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
On second down, McCaffrey. And some space here. And he's going to have a first down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Mayfield to throw. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Gonzalez able to tackle on the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Trubisky to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. One last shot for Trubisky. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially